Hey guys, another loadout video for you today, and I'm going to be taking a look at a suggestion that has been suggested so many times. I thought it was about time to put it to the test. We're going to be dressing up the classes in cosmetics related to their country of origin. Now the mercenaries are from all different places in the world, and you guys really wanted to see me try to dress up all 9 classes in cosmetics related to the countries that they are from. So I've given it a go. I've done the best I can with the weapons and the cosmetics, and we'll just get going, shall we? We'll start off with the Scout. Now, as we know, the Scout is American. He's from Boston, so you know I've tried to kind of dress him up that way. So we've got the shortstop. You know, it's a baseball kind of pun, and that's, you know, Boston. Everyone knows, you know. When people talk to me about Boston, I think of the film The Departed, for one, but also, you know, the Boston Red Sox and the baseball. Pretty Boy's pocket pistol, I don't know, it just seemed like the kind of gun that someone from Boston would have. I don't know. I really struggled with the secondary item. There's a lot of different things, but there was nothing really kind of Boston-y. I mean, if anyone has any sort of ideas, do let me know in the comments. But down here, it's pretty obvious what we were going to do for the melee. The Boston Basher. It's in the name. It's in the name. So moving on to the cosmetics, Troublemaker's Tossle Cap. It's a straight out of control point. I mean, it's, you know, it just goes with the kind of the get up. I felt. We look at the Boston Boombringer. Again, it's in the name, and it's related to where he's from. And down here we've got the Bucktown All Stars. I just kind of went for a loadout that I thought would fit the Scout. You know, something that he would wear if he was, you know, down in Boston. I mean, I don't know what you guys think. Is there any other cosmetics that could have been used here? I tried my best with what was available to me. Unfortunately, there's no action items that are really related to any of the mercenaries. Unfortunately, they're all kind of random things. There's nothing really related to countries. But there we go. That is our get up for the Scout. Moving on to the soldier. Now again, the soldier is again American. He's an American soldier, and you know, when you think about the soldier, he's a patriotic American, right? Very patriotic. So we've got the American Pastoral, which is the rocket launcher. Came from the Craftsman collection. Pretty bland, but you know, it's got American in the title. Civic Duty. Civic Duty. Again, this one's from the Two Fort collection, and I mean, the soldier is always doing his civic duty for his country, right? He is the stereotypical American soldier. And down here, Freedom Staff. Americans love their freedom. Of course, he had to have the Freedom Staff. It just goes well. It just goes well. I really like the weapons on this one. I really felt that they actually worked. And then down here, the team captain. I mean, you can't get more kind of, you know, he's a leader. He's the leading mercenary, isn't he? You know, so we've gone for the team captain. The Patriots pouches here. Again, he is the Patriot. It came from the Mayflower Cosmetics collection. So one of the commando grade items. And underneath, because this is just the pouches down here, underneath we've got the Diplomat. Again, you know, I mean, like, you know, he's a representative of America. And this is from the Tough Break Cosmetics collection. It's down as a mercenary grade item, so it's more readily available, and it gives him that kind of get up going on. So I felt like that is, like, you know, that is the American soldier. I'm not exactly sure where the soldier is from in America, so answers in the comments. I don't read the comics or anything like that, so that's probably something that's well known. But I just don't know about it. So yeah, let me know if you guys know exactly where he is from. Moving on to the Pyro. Now the Pyro is an interesting one because we don't actually know where the Pyro is from. And I've assumed that the Pyro is Mexican because there are a lot of Mexican themed items for the Pyro, and I've just gone with it. So we've gone with the Barn Burner because I don't know really. The Barn Burner, I just felt that it was kind of, you know, barns, they're kind of, you know, rusticy, and that's kind of like a Mexican thing, you know, rustic barn going on. You know, that's my train of thought. You know, let me know what you think. Rustic ruiner, again, a bit rustic. You know, that's the kind of idea when you think of a Mexican rustic farmer or something like that. I don't know. That's the kind of theme I've been trying to roll with. Crossing guard. Well, you know, you get a lot of Mexicans trying to cross the border, right? So the crossing guard, I mean, that's themed. It's themed. It's themed for the Mexican pyro. None of us knew it, and now we're fully aware. When it comes to cosmetics, though, it's much better. We've got the old Guadalajara. This was one of my first ever hats. In fact, this hat was given to me by a friend, an old friend of mine, who kind of got me into playing TF2 in 2008. And when hats came out, he actually did give me this hat. And so I hold it very dear to myself. Moving down, we've got the Torches Tabard. I don't know, it just kind of, I know it's a medieval kind of looking thing, but it just kind of went. It's almost poncho-like. For the pyro, and then again the Bruce's bandana just kind of goes with, like, you know, the Mexican drug lords, right? The cartels. Yeah, there we go. Sorted. I know cartels are Colombian. That's a detail that we're not going to go into. But that's my get up for the pyro. Again, let me know if there's any more way you could make him more Mexican, or because I know there's other hats. I can't remember the name of that's the flamenco, isn't it? We'll type flam and see what comes up. There we go, the flamboyant flamenco. Obviously, flamenco is actually a Spanish thing. But there we go. Help your enemies celebrate Day of the Dead by wearing this hat and then killing them. So yeah, you know, it's got the Mexican theme. But do you guys think the pyro's from anywhere else? I mean, there's a lot of Mexican themed items, but where is the pyro actually from? Have you got any idea? Like, when we're talking about countries, what was your first thought when you thought about the pyro? Let me know. Moving on to the DEMOMAN. Now we know the DEMOMAN. He is Scottish. He's the most Scottish thing you could think of next to Haggis. We start off with the lock and load. Obviously, in Nessie, it lives in that great lock, and you know, that's what we're gonna go with this grenade launcher. Down here, the Scottish resistance. You know, now that you know your Scottish resistance, makes you think of, like, Braveheart, right? William Wallace, you know, resisting the English, you know. This is the most Scottish weapon you could get. And then down here we've got the Scottish handshake. This is a collector's version, but it's just a reskin of the bottle, but it's, you know, it's got De Groot's rum written on the label. Moving on to the cosmetics, we've got the Glengarry bonnet, which is a very, very Scottish hat. So pretty nice hat, You can get these in vintage, unique, you can get genuine ones these days. And down here we've got the genuine King of Scotland cape. Makes him look like the King of Scotland. And I thought on his shoulder, the Birdman of Aberdeen. Is the DEMOMAN from Aberdeen in particular? That's the question. You know, this is kind of pirate based, you know, pirate on the shoulder, but if, you know, the pirate's from Aberdeen, then, you know, it's a Scottish parrot. So that fits in with our theme of countries. The next up, we've got the heavy, and everyone knows the heavy is Russian. We start off with the Natasha. We'd also have different items. We could have gone for the Tomislav as well. Very Russian sounding name. Down here, I've got the Red Bear shotgun. I mean, Red Bear, that's as Russian as it gets, really. Let's think, if you think about it. And again, bear themed. We've got the warrior spirit with those bear claws on his hands to go with the heavy. He's almost like a bear, isn't he? And then starting off, we've got here on the cosmetics, the Officer's Ushanka. I used to have an unusual one of these. I used to have a Sunbeams one painted white. This is just a regular one, and you know, that's just your Russian hat, really. That is the Russian hat. There is no hat more Russian than this. Down here we've got the Siberian sweater. This is from the Tough Break Cosmetics collection, and it keeps you warm when you're in Siberia. I mean, is the heavy from Siberia? If he is, then he's going to need the Mercs muffler. I couldn't find anything more Russian related. A lot of the cosmetics that were kind of Russian related for the heavy were, you know, jackets. If we take a look here, we've got a lot of different things here, but if we just click on a little bit, there was a few that I could have worn in depth. We got the Commissar's coat, which again, we got sleeveless in Siberia. That's an alternative. Again, Siberian based cosmetic. We got the Bolshevik biker. So there was a few different things that we could have gone with. I just chose to go with the sweater. But yeah, there wasn't really a third cosmetic that I could find that was, you know, Russian related. So I've just rolled with the scarf to make him look nice and wrapped up for the cold of Siberia. But let me know if there were any cosmetics that you think I missed. Was there anything else Russian related that I could have popped on there? Let me know. Now moving on to the engineer. Now the engineer is again, he's another American, but he's from Texas. And starting off with the Rescue Ranger, Texas Ranger, you know, Chuck Norris, right? Is it Walker Texas Ranger? I don't know. That was that show. And he was Texan, and he had Ranger in the the title of the show. That's why I've gone for the Rescue Ranger. And down here I've gone Red Rock Roscoe. I mean, when I think of Texas, can't even talk properly. When I think of Texas, I think of, you know, kind of rocks and stuff like that. Red rocks, so, you know, right? Southern hospitality. I mean, you know, if the engineer is going to be giving you hospitality down south in Texas, a wrench to the face would probably be quite apt coming from someone like him. Again, there's nothing really on the PTA. Just looking at allies teleported, actually, I'm at 9999. There we go. That's interesting. Moving on to the cosmetics, though, of course, we had to go for the Texas 10-gallon. That's just, it's you know, it's Texas. It's got Texas in the name, but it is very, very themed for what we're trying to go for here. And then I've gone for the Wild West waistcoat, which is from the Gunmetal Cosmetics collection, and makes him look like he's the sheriff. Is he the sheriff? That's like a sheriff star, right? That works. And then we've got the support spurs. Again, a little bit of cowboy going on. Walker Texas Ranger. I think that's the name of the show. You guys let me know if it's right. If it's right. Again, this is from the Gunmetal Cosmetics collection. It's the last mercenary grade item right at the bottom of the list there. On to the medic now. We know the medic. He is German. German as they come. Blutsauger. Any Germans in the comments want to share with everybody what it actually means? And again, we've got Blitzkrieg here. Blitzkrieg, again, Lightning War. The type of war that they used in World War II, the type of tactics, I should say, not the type of war. That doesn't really make sense. I could have also gone for Kritzkrieg, which again is kind of based along the same kind of idea, but I thought Blitzkrieg was kind of more apt. And Übersaw, I mean, Uber, you know, it's German. That's about as German as we got. I mean, we've struggled in the past with trying to make weapons work for the medic, but really a lot of the weapons are named after German stuff. Then we've gone on to here. We've got the Prussian Pickelhaube, which is, well, I mean, German army back in the day. Very, very German indeed. This is a vintage. It's also a limited hat, so they don't get dropped anymore. And after that, I was kind of like, there's nothing really that I could sort of put together. It was all kind of medical stuff. So I've gone for the stuff that looked or sounded the most German. Das Hazmatenhatten. I think I said that right. It sounds very German. That's why we're rocking with it on the German medic loadout. And finally down we've got Strange Haunted Herstenbrecher. I don't speak much German. I haven't spoken German since I was at school. And that was only 2 years. So please tell me if I'm pronouncing these horrifically wrong. Of course, could also have gone with the rest of the set here. You can see there under Canis Ex Machina, the Huntkopf and the Kriegsmaschine 9000. But yeah, we've gone for the German sounding items on the medic. But again, let me know if there's anything, any more German style items I could have used on the medic. Now I'm going to get a lot of hate for this one. I'm going to get a lot of hate. Now I said earlier I don't read the comics, or I've never read the comics or anything like that. But I am aware that the sniper, everyone thought he was Australian, but he's actually from New Zealand. Something like that. But, you know, we're just going to keep going with the Australian-based stuff. And we're going to start off with my sniper rifle. Now, I made this video at the perfect time. You guys could say, oh, CJ, it's taken you ages to take up this suggestion. Well, I was waiting for the perfect time, right? Because I've got my Australian sniper rifle, and it's ranked up to Australian. Look at that. I've got the right amount of kills just to get it to Australian. But if we want to ignore that and you want a cheaper option, if you guys want to emulate these loadouts yourself, we could have gone something like the Huntsman, which, you know, Huntsman is pretty, it's a pretty Australian thing. Then we've got the Darwin's Danger Shield. Again, along with the Bushwhacker, very Australian themed, hiding in the bush. Hunting down crocodiles. That's what Australians do, right? Let me know. If you're Australian, do you hunt down crocodiles? That's is that a hobby of yours? And then onto the cosmetics. We've got the vintage trophy belt. Again, another limited vintage item, and you can actually wear this with other hats. But I decided to just have this with the kind of the default hat on top. Down here we've got the Outback Intellectual. It's a strange version, but out in the Outback. You know, at 1 minute we're in the bush, and then we're in the Outback. It's all Australian themed. And then down here, Strange Haunted, and these are the Roo Rippers. I mean, there isn't very many kangaroo-based items in the game. There is an armadillo I thought about using, but you can actually dress yourself up as a kangaroo with the Mangaroo set, as you can see there, marsupial muzzle and the kanga kickers, completing that set. But this is the set that I've gone with to make the sniper as Australian as possible, even though I know he's not technically Australian. Finally, there is no doubts about where the spy is from. He is French, and you cannot get more French on this slot than the Lethal L'Étranger. Please tell me if I've pronounced that wrong. Again, I haven't spoken French for years. Je ne parle le français bon. Onto the knife. Now, this was an interesting item because I couldn't find anything that like screamed French to me. So I've gone for the Black Rose here, but if you take a look at the options, there's a lot of the skins, you know, Stab to Hell, Dress to Kill, Brain Candy, Bloomy. They're not really French kind of items. The Genuine Sharp Dresser, again, that's from Assassin's Creed. The Wangerprick is not really French. Then we've got things like the Eternal Reward, you know, it's you know, themed from Aladdin, and the kunai, which is a Japanese style item, and the spicicle, which is basically just a block of ice. So I've just gone for the Black Rose because it's quite fancy, and that's what you associate with French, right? You know, quite fancy items. Down here, Dead Ringer, again, not very many watches that you think, oh, is that French? You know, I've gone for the Dead Ringer because I can imagine some fancy upper class French people still using the old pocket watches like that, and the Sapper. Again, I mean, if you say it in the right way, Sapper, that's a French accent, right? That's French. There is nothing here that could be considered French. I mean, I guess you could go with the Snack Attack, okay? Because the French make very nice bread, and the Snack Attack is made out of bread. So let's roll with that. There we go. I'm changing my loadout on the fly. Let's go with that. But if you've got any better ideas, please let me know, because can't really see anything very French-based. But moving on to the cosmetics, these are definitely French. It is the Frenchman's Beret, which is as French as you can get with the hats. And down here we've got the grey bands, and I put them up together with the Rogue's Conrule, which I think just in total makes the spy look just, it looks like a movie director for a French film. That's like the look I was going for. You know, and action. You know, you can see that, right? You can see what I was going for. I'm not going crazy. But yeah, there wasn't really any items that I thought, yeah, that's super French. Let's throw that on there. Maybe I'm just missing some items that I could have been using. As always, just let me know in the comments, because I'm sure you guys could have improved on these loadouts. Just let me know what you think and any improvements that could be made. I'm always interested to hear your ideas and your feedback, so please let me know. But I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I know a lot of you have been asking for this one, and I hope it's met your expectations finally. I do have other ideas, but as always, any suggestions, I will try to put them into practice in the future. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.